You guys are the ones abusing Nick's kids. They're fine. CPS said they're fine. It's you guys won't leave them alone.
I know. It's wild because
all these looters and polluters.
Despite reports of people who don't know, like our kids don't have any concept of any of the stuff people are saying. Like they just are going on with their lives. They're happy to be home. You know, they understand some level of why they were taken out of our house for a little bit, but they didn't get it at a real level because they're like, but our parents don't harm us and we're not in danger. And they told the county without any of our help, they're like, we've never seen any of this stuff. Like
thank you for showing it to me for the first time.
Yeah, everyone's a goddamn DARE officer now. Jesus.
Exactly. We homeschooled our kids. Our kids have never been to DARE. They have no idea. I actually, ironically, shortly before I got arrested, my oldest son, I was driving him to school or whatever, and he made a joke about cocaine. I'm like, do you even know what that is? He's like, no. I'm like, so you don't understand why this joke is funny.
Yeah. What was the joke?
Did you enlighten him at least?
Yes, because in the meantime, you were just choking it down by the fucking boatload. Like, yes, unironically, I'm doing tons of cocaine. It's like, that's so funny. It's a knee slapper.
I don't remember. But I had to tell him, I'm like, okay, so cocaine is a powder that people typically inhale through their nose. And that, with that context, the joke made sense. But until then, he had no idea. And so I'm like explaining to I'm like, and then I was talking to him like, oh yeah, you've never been to DARE. Your mom and I, we went to public schools or whatever, so we went through the DARE program.
And that's where we learned about drugs for the first time.
I touched a vial of heroin in fucking second grade.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, we only get to see this once. This stuff must be really cool.
Yeah.
It's in a special briefcase.
Wow, this is a joint. And now I'm like, I could roll that. That was the worst joint I've ever seen rolled in my goddamn life.
I will agree, yes. I learned more about drugs from DARE than I learned anywhere else. Like, yes, they try to make it sound like, you smoke weed, you'll die. But you learned about all the other kinds of drugs. Like, that's a weird thing about DARE. Like, they teach you about, like, all this shit and you're in the 4th grade and you're like, is that really the best time to teach 4th graders? But, whatever.
And they're like, okay, you guys have to understand, all these things we're about to show you will kill you horrendously. But they're so awesome that everybody knows that they'll kill you.
Yeah, and they still do.
But don't do them because that would be horrible. And you're sitting there going, wait, so they're so awesome that everyone on Earth will risk death to the point that their bodies will crave it uncontrollably. But we shouldn't do it because why? Like, why? You're like, because it's bad. There's a law that says so. And you're like, oh, okay. Because you're a kid, you listen. But, like, our kids never had to listen to any of that. They don't know what drugs look like. They've never seen them. They've never been around them. And it's funny because people are like, I just care about Nick's kids. I'm like, you don't even know what my
No,
kids
you
do
don't. No one cares about Nick's fucking kids. Are you Then send them $20.
Yeah.
Put up a QR code so they can donate to the I care about Nick's kids fund. None of these motherfuckers give a fuck about anyone's kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck out of here.
It's just, everyone's so full of words, man.
Yeah.
I don't care about their kids. Like, I don't know their kids' names. We weren't that close. And everybody's like, oh, I was Nick's friend, blah, blah. Like, you clearly weren't.